Cinderella Story. Once upon a time, a girl named Cinderella lived with her stepmother and two stepsisters. Poor Cinderella had to work hard all day long so others could rest. It was she who had to wake up each morning when it was still dark and cold to start the fire. It was she who cooked the meals. It was she who kept the fire going. The poor girl could not stay clean from all the ashes and cinders by the fire. What a mess! Her stepsisters laughed, and that is why they called Cinderella. One day, big news came to town. The king and queen were going to have a ball. It was time for the prince to find a bride. All of the young ladies in the land were invited to come. They were wild with joy. They would wear their most beautiful gown and fix their hair extra nice. Maybe the prince would like them. At Cinderella's house, she now had extra work to do. She had to make two brand new gowns for her stepsisters. "Faster!" shouted one stepsister. "You call that a dress?" screamed the other. "Oh dear," said Cinderella. "When can I?" The stepmother marched into the room. "When can you what?" "Well," said the girl, "when will I have time to make my own dress for the ball?" "You?" yelled the stepmother. "Who said you were going to the ball?" "What a laugh! Such a mess!" They pointed at Cinderella. All of them laughed. Cinderella said to herself, "When they look at me, maybe they see a mess. But I am not that way. And if I could, I would go to the ball." Soon the time came for the stepmother and the stepsisters to leave for the big party. Their fine carriage came to the door. The stepmother and the stepsisters hopped inside, and they were off. "Goodbye," called Cinderella. "Have a good time." But her stepmother and the stepsisters did not turn around to see her. "Oh, me, I wish I could go to the ball too." Then poof, all of a sudden, in front of her was a fairy. "You called?" "Did I? Who are you?" "Why, your fairy godmother." "Of course, I know your wish, and I have come to grant it. But my wish is impossible." "Excuse me, did I not just show up out of thin air?" "Yes, you did." "Then let me be the one to say what is possible or not." "Well, I think you know I want to go to the ball too." She looked down at her dirty clothes. "But look at me. You do look a bit of a mess, child. Even if I had something too nice to wear, I would have no way to get there." "Dear me, all of that is possible." "This is wonderful," said Cinderella. "Who said I was done?" said the fairy godmother. She tapped her wand again. At once, a beautiful carriage came to be, with a driver and 4 white horses. "Am I dreaming?" said Cinderella, looking around her. "It is as real can be. But there is one thing you must know." "What is that?" "All of this lasts only to midnight. Tonight, at the stroke of midnight, it will all be over. Everything will go back to how it was before." "Then I must be sure to leave the ball before midnight," said Cinderella. "Good idea. My work is done." And with that, the fairy godmother was gone. Cinderella looked around her. Did that even happen? But there she stood in a fine gown and with a golden band in her hair, and there were her driver and 4 horses before her waiting. "Coming?" called the driver. She stepped into the carriage, and they were off. Over at the ball, the prince did not know what to think. Why do you have that sad look at your face? Look around you. You could not ask for finer maidens than this. I know, mother, said the prince. Yet he knew something was wrong. He had met many of the young women, yet after he said, hello, one by one, he could find nothing more to say. Look, who is that? All heads turned. Who was that lovely maiden stepping down the stairs? She held her head tall and looked as if she belonged, but no one knew here. There is something about her. I will ask her to dance. And he walked over to Cinderella. Have we met? I am pleased to meet you now. I feel as if I know you, but of course that is impossible. Many things are possible if you wish them to be true. The prince felt a leap in his heart. He and Cinderella danced. When the song was over, they danced again. And then they danced again, and yet again. Soon the other maidens and the boys grew jealous. Why is he dancing all the time with her? How rude! Dung, 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 said the clock. Cinderella looked up. Dung, dung, dung. Oh my, it's almost midnight. Dung, dung, dung. Why does that matter? Said the prince. Dung, dung, dung. I must go, said Cinderella. Dung, dung, dung. But we just met. Where live now? Dung, dung, dung. I must go, said Cinderella. She ran to the steps. Dung, dung, dung. I cannot hear you. The clock is too loud. Dung, dung. Goodbye. Dung, dung. Please stop for the moment. Oh dear, she said as one glass slipper fell off on her foot on the stair. But Cinderella kept running up. Dung, dung, dung. Please wait for a moment. Goodbye, said Cinderella. Turned one last time. Then she rushed out the door. Dung, dung, dung. The clock was quiet. It was midnight. Wait, called the prince. He picked up her glass slipper and rushed out the door. He looked around but could not see her blue dress anywhere. This is all I have left from her, he said, looking down at the glass slipper. He saw that it was made in a special way, to foot like none other. Somewhere there is the other glass slipper, he said, and when I find it, I will find her too. Then I will ask her to be my bride. From hut to hut, from house to house, went the prince. One young woman after another tried to fit her foot inside the glass slipper, but none could fit, and so the prince moved on. He is coming, called one stepsister. At the door, screamed the other sister. Quick, get ready. One, you must be the one to fit your foot in that slipper, no matter what. Come in, she said. I have two lovely daughters to see you. The first stepsister tried to place her foot in the glass slipper. She tried hard, but it just would not fit. Then the second stepsister tried to fit her foot inside. She tried and tried with all her might too, but no dice. Are there no other young women in the house? Said the prince. None, said the stepmother. Then I must go. Maybe there is one more, said Cinderella, stepping to the room. I thought you said there were no other young women here, said the prince. None, who matter? Come here. Cinderella stepped up to him. Then Prince got down on one knee and tried the glass slipper on her foot. It fit perfectly. Then, from her pocket, Cinderella took out something. It was the other glass slipper. I knew it. You are the one. What? Not here. Not here. This cannot be. I have found you, he said. And I have found you, said Cinderella. And so Cinderella and the prince were married, and they lived happily ever after.